It's coffee time!
Good morning, guys. It is Saturday, the 4th of April, and we have our 24 hours evilathon going, which we can extend to 48 hours. So I wanted to wake up today at 5, but I could not make it. I was too tired, so I woke up at 6, which I think it was a good compromise. And I have picked up my book TBR. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to finish all of them, but at least I want to start them. And the short ones, I might be able to finish them tomorrow. And the longest one that I have selected, it's because I know you guys want to know my opinion on it. So let me show you my TBR pile. Hi guys! Excuse me. So this is going to be my reading nook for the weekend, my big couch that I love. It's perfect for passing out. And we have here Blakey and baby Lilith. So this is my pile for reading. We have this wonderful novella, The Overbridge, that was sent to me by the author, and I was waiting to do a reading vlog to read it and review it for you guys. Then we have Daughters Unto Devils by Amy Lukavics, which is fairly short. Next we have Bleeding Earth, and this one, it says here, dark, gory, and impossible to put down, so we're down for that. And we have The Deep. This is the new release that I pre-ordered, and then because of the situation out there with the virus, I couldn't go pick it up when it was delivered, and I finally was able to go and pick it up. So we have The Deep by Ama Katsu, which is something combining horror and the Titanic, and I was like, hell yes. Can you see the hair here coming up? Fantastic cover, beautiful. So yeah, this is a bit chunkier, so this is the one that probably I will not finish, but I'm definitely gonna start so I can let you guys know how it is. And we have a graphic novel. We have Lock and Key Volume 3. This is the last one that I own that I had not even hold for you guys, so I'm gonna have to see when I can get my hands on Volume 4, because I'm really enjoying the graphic novel. So here it is. This is going to be my TBR pile when it comes to books. Reading update. So I have been reading The Deep because I figured I really wanted to know, one of my goals this year was to read more new releases, more new horror releases. So I was like, you know what, let's just start The Deep, even if it's the chunkiest book that I had for my TBR pile for today. And I'm so happy I started it because it's pretty good. It's pretty addictive. I'm already in page 68, so it's good. It's good. It's going good. And basically we're following the story. We are in 1916, and there is this girl called Annie, and she is a survivor from the Titanic, you know, after the sinking of the ship, and she has been since then kind of recluded in an asylum, not because she's mad or anything, but because she felt comfortable there. When she was found after she survived, she was put in the asylum because she didn't remember who she was, and she's just been comfortable there for a couple years until a friend of hers that used to work in the Titanic as well sends her a letter and asks her to join her in their new adventure in a new ship that's supposed to be really secure called the Britannica. So that's how we are introduced to the story. But now we have jumped back in time to 1912 when she joined the Titanic, and she started to learn how to do things there as a crew member. So we are getting to know all the guests from the Titanic and things like that. So it's pretty interesting so far, even though nothing really spooky has happened yet. Only one of the boys that works on the ship has been hearing some eerie, creepy song that it kind of made him feel like he would do anything that voice would sing to him. That's the only kind of creepy vibe that we've got so far, but I'm really enjoying this read. It's really well written, it's easy to read, even though it's kind of, you know, an older period of time. It's not a contemporary book, and I really love it. I really enjoy it. But now that I've had a couple of mugs of coffee, I think it's time to have some breakfast. So I think I'm gonna take a little break for like an hour or so, have some breakfast, play a little bit of Animal Crossing, because I'm really addicted to Animal Crossing right now, and I play a couple of hours a day. But because today I want to focus on reading as well, I'm gonna spread out the hours that I play Animal Crossing so it's not in one block, so I can also, you know, make progress with my reading. So yeah, we're gonna take 1 hour break for breakfast and Animal Crossing. Alright you guys, so I have played 1 hour of Animal Crossing and it's so addictive, it's hard to pause it, but I decided, you know, it's time to get back to our reading. So I still have some coffee and also some water because you need to hydrate, and my sippy cup that says don't stress me out. And I have made progress. We are currently on page, let me see, 83 of The Deep. So I don't know if I should just read a little bit more of these or if I should start another book, because I feel like, you know, I want to give more variety of reading today and not just one book. But it is kind of addictive. We're at the point now where a couple of the passengers want to meet to do a seance to kind of contact the dead to see who was singing to this boy, whose voice that was, if it was perhaps a ghost, you know, like back then people were really intrigued about the world of the dead. I think today, nowadays as well, but it's a bit different. Like back then, this kind of, you know, kind of seances, try to contact the world of the dead, were something that even the rich people would do for fun. Yeah, so this is getting really intriguing. I'm really enjoying it. And also the first person has been deceased. The first person has died. It's not something that, you know, it's not a spoiler or anything. We all know in horror books people are gonna die. So the first person has died and I'm like, okay, I hear you, I want to read more. And then I'm kind of torn apart all of these books because I'm like, I want to read these ones too. So I don't know, maybe I should just read The Overbridge, because it's only like 100 pages, so I probably can read this in one sitting now, and then see how late it is and maybe take another break. So I think we're going to read this one next. Alright, quick update on The Overbridge by Deep Aria. I'm really enjoying this because it's giving me Stephen King vibes. Anything that gives me Stephen King vibes is good, and I'm actually using my Carrie bookmark for it. Coincidence? It's very interesting because we are in this bridge, the overbridge, that is supposed to be one of the longest ones from America, and a lot of people apparently died while making this big bridge, like, you know, happens with big constructions. This reminds me a little bit of Rose Red from Stephen King. Also Winchester, really loved the movie. And basically we're following a bunch of strangers that just woke up after hearing a really loud sound and passing out while they were crossing the overbridge inside of their cars. So they wake up, they don't know what happened, they just think they blacked out, and they are just going from car to car just to see that the cars are all empty. It's super foggy all over the bridge, they cannot really see much, it's really dark, and they start to scream for help, and they find each other, and we have a group of, I don't know if I will call survivors. They don't know why they're there alone, why the people they were with them disappeared. There is a school bus and only one little girl called Emily is in the school bus. Everybody else is not there anymore. Where did they go? What happened? So it's super interesting, and I'm currently halfway through it. I'm on page 59, so I'm going to finish it now and then probably read a little bit more of The Deep before taking another Animal Crossing break, because I need to water my plants and I need to catch a couple more bugs. Okay, so I have finished The Overbridge by Deep Aria, and I gave this one 4 coffee mugs. I really enjoyed it. If you're looking for a short story, supernatural, sort of like The Mist from Stephen King, something like that, I definitely recommend you to pick this one up. It was a lot of fun. It is a novella, so it's only, I think, 105 pages or something like that, so it's perfect also for just a reading in one sitting, and definitely really engaging as well and creepy. And I kept reading The Deep by Alma Katsu. Really enjoying it. Things are starting to happen, and, you know, unexplicable things, supernatural things, so we stand. And now I have my water, and I prepare myself a snack. These are some celery sticks. I think celery, either you love it or you hate it. I'm one of the celery lovers, so, and I like to dip it in some nut butter. This is almond butter. Love it. It's my new favorite thing, to combine these two things together. I didn't show you my breakfast, but I had a bagel. So now it's time for a little snack and play a little bit more of Animal Crossing. And after that, we will resume with our reading spree. I'm done with my reading break. We just had my snack and we played a little bit of Animal Crossing. So now it's back to reading. So I have decided that even though I'm really invested reading The Deep, I should pick up one of these two, just to make progress, you know, on something else today. And between the two, I think I'm gonna pick up Daughters Unto Devils, just because it seems a little bit short-ish, because of the format, and it only has 230 pages more or less. So it might be possible for me to finish this today, we shall see. So I think I will pick this one by Amy Lukavics, and it is about a 16-year-old that she thinks she's losing her mind. Her family move from their small mountain cabin to the vast prairie, and she hopes she can leave her haunting memories behind. So we shall see. I don't know, it says here so much blood, so we're all down for blood. So I think I'm gonna read this now for a little bit on my nook here that I have created for me. I have here some more water. It's important to be hydrated, people. And I think I'm gonna read these, and then we're gonna pick up a movie, and we're gonna watch some horror while I have my lunch. So before lunch, let's start this book, Daughters Unto Devils. A little update. It's getting really sunny here, and whilst I enjoy the sun, I'm getting super sleepy. However, good news, I'm halfway already through Daughters Unto Devils, and I don't know why I was thinking in my head all the time this was like a contemporary, but of course not. This is like, I should have, you know, got the hint when they're talking about a vast mountain and prairies and stuff. These feels like a messed up, disturbing version of Little House on the Prairie. And it's getting wild. Basically, the main story is a family of 7 members that live in a very small cabin in the mountains, and they had a winter that was really rough. And one of the girls that is 16, Amanda, she has been seeing this guy called Henry, and they've been having sexual intercourse. And obviously they are young and naive, and for some reason they don't think that anything bad can happen from that. But of course Amanda gets pregnant. That happens in the very beginning. It's not a spoiler or anything. And so she's kind of like deciding what to do, how to tell her parents, because back then if you were not married and you got pregnant, you know, you were worshipping the devil, you just wanted to go to hell, you know, all of these things. So it's pretty cool. The family now has moved from the mountains to a vast prairie where they hope to have a better chances at life in a bigger house and not being in another harsh winter in the mountains. So yeah, it's getting now to the point where there's a couple of things happening more about the hunting part, and it's really entertaining so far. I'm in page 118 from 230 more or less, so I'm kind of halfway through it. And now I'm gonna take a break because I feel like I'm really tired. So I'm gonna use the time now to have some lunch and watch a movie and relax a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna take a nap. It might happen, who knows. It's Saturday, so we're just chilling. And yeah, so it's time for lunch and a movie, so let's pick a horror movie. Alright you guys, so I've made my horror pick. So since I was in isolation and I have a lot of horror movies that I still have not watched in my collection, I decided that every time I had time for a movie, I would pick a movie starting with A, the next day something starting with B, and just walk my way down the alphabet. So the letter that I should pick next is K, and so I have this movie called Kill Theory. I have not watched it yet, but I picked this one up on the store because it has a theme that I like, which is basically people are being thrown together in a room. They're all students, and the next morning only one of them can be alive. All other ones have to be dead. Only one can walk out alive. So they probably would end up killing each other, like people always do, humans do, when they are put in this position. So I kind of love this kind of stories. You know, it's kind of like battle royale scenario. And I have not watched this one. It's only 85 minutes, so it's not way too long. So I think I'm gonna watch this one while I have my lunch. So here is lunch, and I love to make with vegetables, like vegetable creams. And this is so nice to eat, especially in winter or when you need something comforting, and a couple of pieces of bread. So let's go for that horror movie. So you guys, I have finished watching the movie and having lunch. The movie was pretty okay. It was full of tropes. It was very tropey, and it is just a basic slasher. However, I did like the deaths. They were gory enough for me. A little bit predictable at times, of course, but it was fun. So if you want to check it out, it's definitely worth one watch. And I think the goal now, it's gonna be to finish Daughters Unto Devils, because I am halfway through, so maybe I'll just sit down and read until the end, and then maybe read a couple of chapters more from the Deep, and take my very well deserved break after that to play more Animal Crossing, because still a lot of things to do. It's a really addictive game. Like, I don't think if it wasn't for the isolation, I probably would not have picked up Animal Crossing. I wouldn't have seen myself picking it up, at least not like on the release date. But everybody talking about it on Twitter, and me being home isolated by myself because I just live with my animals, so I have a lot of time to play some games, and I just felt like Animal Crossing might be the right thing for me because it's just very chilled, it's just very relaxing, and it's not one of those games that you just play and finish and that's it. Like, you can just play and enjoy it and go back to it every day and have your little tasks to do. I don't know, it's very therapeutical in a way. So I'm finding myself really enjoying it, and I want to dedicate some time to it. I still work from home, so during the week from Monday to Friday I still work 8 hours every day, so I don't have as much time to play during the week. But now that it's the weekend, even though I'm really doing my 24-hour readathon, I still want to play a little bit of Animal Crossing for my own mental health. It really does me good. I also talk to my parents that live in Spain every day. I talk to my best friends that live in Spain. I talk to my boyfriend that lives in the Netherlands. Like, I'm really isolated, like cut off from everybody that I love is somewhere else in another country. So it's kind of hard sometimes because of course you worry more for my parents than for my boyfriend, because my parents are old, you know, and of course they are more vulnerable to this virus. So it's something that sometimes, you know, comes and brings me a lot of anxiety. So I feel like with movies and books and playing Animal Crossing, I'm able to relax. So find whatever brings you to a really good mental, you know, space, and just, you know, spend your time with that. I'm gonna keep reading Daughters Unto Devils, what I call the Little House on the Prairie but messed up, and finish this, read a little bit more from the deep, and bring you back my final thoughts on this book. Oh, hi everybody, you're still there watching? I'm sorry that most of this vlog is happening in this corner, but this is where the reading is happening, so you know, that's what it is. I'm used to vlogging when I do like weekly vlogs and things like that, also outside, but since we are all trapped at home, this is what you get. So I finished Daughters Unto Devils, and I gave it 3 coffee mugs. I really enjoy the story. As it progresses, it gets more into the dark side, you know, there is a lot more creepiness, hunting, possession, devilish things going on that I really appreciated. I think it might be for people that liked My Best Friend's Exorcism, perhaps from Grady Hendrix, because it gave me kind of those sort of vibes towards the end. But I mean, it's a complete different story. It's just like the vibe, you know what I mean? I really enjoy it though. I think it's a great read. So if you're looking for a short-ish book, it's 230 pages. Yeah, and it's a bit different because, like I said, it's more like House on the Prairie kind of thing. And I have never read a horror like this one, so I enjoyed it. What I did really enjoy about this one was the atmosphere, because it was a little bit more... Lilith! Excuse me, Mistress of Evil, I'm trying to speak to the camera. Thank you. So like I was saying, I liked that it was more kind of House of the Prairie, and like it was like this kind of old school The Witch, you know, the movie kind of horror, like a little bit more how do you say, like not on your face bloody horror, but a little bit more like psychological, a little bit more subtle, and I really enjoyed it, just because there was not like a huge twist or anything that completely shocked me, or I didn't feel like so attached to any of the characters. That's why I only gave it a rating of 3, but not because the book is bad at all. I really enjoyed it. So far we've read these 2 things that I really enjoyed, so winning. And I think I'm gonna keep reading now The Deep, which we're also loving. Super winning. Like normally my reading vlogs, there's always something that maybe disappoints me or I'm not enjoying so much, but right now we're winning. We're loving everything that we read and that we're still reading. And I have later for tonight this, which I already know I'm gonna love because this graphic novel is fantastic. So I think for today I'm gonna keep on reading this, The Deep by Alma Katsu, and read the graphic novel. I don't think I'm gonna have time for Bleeding Earth. I might read it tomorrow, I shall see. But I'm super happy so far with the progress today. It is currently 5:30 in the afternoon here, so I still have some hours to go to read more from The Deep. But I also, like I said, I wanted to play some Animal Crossing as well today. Perhaps watch something more horror, even though I'm really in the mood of Animal Crossing and reading. At least I watch a horror movie, and I made myself a beverage of choice. This is an energy drink. I normally don't drink them, but today I'm in desperate need of some extra kick of energy, so I always have some like on the fridge or somewhere for these days that I need to stay awake for a bit longer than usual. And I woke up early this morning, so I'm enjoying. This is a Dr. Pepper energy drink because I've always loved the taste of cherry Coke. So yeah, we're just gonna read a little bit more of The Deep. So as you can see, natural light has abandoned us, has left us all by ourselves in the dark. It's getting dark outside. I was playing a little bit of Animal Crossing because I have a lot of plans of things that I want to do, so you have to log in regularly. It's the first time I'm playing the game, so I feel like a newbie in a lot of things. I feel like people that have been playing the game as much time as I have are so much advanced. So I feel like I know nothing. But you know, it brings me joy because it kind of relaxes me. And now something else that relaxes me is horror. So we are going to be reading now this beauty here, Lock and Key Volume 3. Alright guys, so I am here with this last clip to wrap up the 24 hours evilathon. So last night I was so tired that I did not wrap up. I didn't make like a final clip after the whole 24 hours. So today, the next morning, I decided before I start recording all the videos that I have planned for both my channels that I would quickly give you a wrap up of everything that I have read and watched. Here is everything. I did not finish The Deep though, but I'm glad with everything that I have accomplished, so let's go through it. So from everything that I had kind of picked for me to read, the only thing that I did not read is Bleeding Earth, so I will keep this one for another kind of readathon because it's under 300 pages, so it's perfect for this kind of occasions. So now to the things that I actually did completely finish. I read the novella The Overbridge by Deep Aria. This was kindly sent to me by the author and I really loved it. It is kind of, you know, a supernatural creepy story of some strangers that suddenly wake up inside of their car and they don't remember what happened before they had this kind of blackout. Then we have Daughters Unto Devils by Amy Lukavics. I gave this one 3 because it was very atmospheric and I really liked the story, but for me there was like some extra kick missing, and also like I did not really connect with the characters at all. And the other thing that I completely read was Lock and Key Volume 3. Of course I gave this one 5 coffee mugs because I'm absolutely in love with these graphic novels. Not just the story is fantastic, but also the graphics are just so stunning. The art gallery that you find also at the end of each of these you know, volumes, it's just so fantastic. I absolutely love it. So these 3 things I completely read. Then I started reading The Deep by Alma Katsu and freaking love it so far. I'm halfway through. Really enjoying it. I hope to read a little bit more of it today and the rest of the week so that I can finish it. Now let's quickly check the movies that I watched. I watched 2 movies. The first one is Kill Theory. We have a typical slasher in which typically a group of college students in their summer holidays go to this house that it's obviously abandoned in the middle of nowhere. So they just want to have some fun, but suddenly one night there is a strange man that tells them that by the end of the night, well, basically until the next day at 6 a.m., they have time to kill each other until only one survivor remains, because only one person should make it out of that house alive. So obviously they turn on each other, and it's fun. I really did like the deaths, but it's your typical slasher. Not too much about it. And the other one is Death Ship. If you like older nice horror, really recommend you this one. We're following the story of a cruise, like a luxus cruise, and it kind of sinks. So the people find this ghost ship and they're happy that they are, that they survived the sinking and they are in another ship. They are safe, that's what they think. And that's basically the story. We just follow the survivors in this ghost ship and what they find there, and what finds them there. So basically it's very like old school horror, so I guess you gotta be in the mood for that. But I really enjoyed it, and I was happy to watch something that has to do with horror and ships after start reading The Deep. So I was glad that I still had this one on my shelves that I have not checked out yet. And this is the last thing that I watched yesterday for the 24 hours evilathon. And these are all the things that I either read or watched for the evilathon, the 24-hour sprint that we did. Thank you so much to everybody that decided to spontaneously join. Thank you everybody that was posting on Twitter, letting me know what they were reading, what they were watching. I was like so happy to see you guys enjoying the day, enjoying some horror, and I hope that you're all staying safe. Please let me know down below if you participated, what you watched and what you read. Maybe you didn't let me know in Twitter, but let me know down below in the comments. Let's talk about it, and I hope that you enjoyed this quick reading vlog in which basically I'm just home isolated. I hope it was still enjoyable, and thank you so much you guys for your support. As always, please give the video a big thumbs up for the support, and if you want to follow me on the social media, the links are down below, and I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!